On this video, we'll preview UFC 264 and give you some underdog locks for betting and DFS. I'm Alan Seslowski here with Rotowire's Jon Litterine. Let's look at the co-main event. Gilbert Burns versus Stephen Thompson. Break that fight down and let me know where the smart money's going.
This is a close fight, and I think that's one of the things that's great about this whole card, especially the main card. There are a ton of close fights that can go either way. You can make a case for both guys. I ultimately took Gilbert Burns as a slight underdog. I know he's coming off a knockout loss to Kamaru Usman in his title fight. I'm not going to dock him much for that. He actually had Usman in all sorts of trouble early on, wasn't able to finish him. Usman came back, eventually scored the stoppage win. Usman's the best welterweight in the world by a considerable margin. He is probably one of the best pound for pound. He's not probably. He is one of the best pound for pound fighters in the world at this point. So I'm not going to dock Burns too much for that loss. Facing a pure kickboxer in Stephen Thompson. This is a pretty straightforward fight in the sense that if you stay on the feet with Stephen Thompson for a prolonged period of time, you're not going to win. He's just an unbelievable kickboxer, professional kickboxer, elite skills in the stand-up. But that being said, Gilbert Burns is going to have an advantage on the mat. BJJ black belt. He possesses skills on the ground that Stephen Thompson does not. And Gilbert Burns' striking has improved recently. It's not on the level of Thompson, never will be. But if he can just hang on the feet with Thompson, he has such an edge on the mat that I think he has a chance to pull a minor upset.
At plus 145, is Gilbert Burns a live underdog?
I think he is. That looks like a good line to me. I think more like plus 10, plus 115 is probably, more of a reasonable range. I wouldn't be surprised if that line flips a little bit as we get closer to Saturday.
Okay, let's look at one of the other main event cards, the women's bantamweight bout. Irene versus Yana. This one's close as well. Irene's about a minus 120, Yana at a plus 100. Is there a live underdog here?
I think there is. I'm not a big Irene Aldana fan. Recently, she got her first UFC main event spot against Holly Holm and was really dominated in what was a kickboxing match. Now, Holly Holm's kickboxing skills are elite, just like Stephen Thompson's, but she's getting up there in age and her offensive arsenal is really limited. You know what you're getting. And I was not impressed with Aldana at all in that fight. And I think Yana Kuniskaya has actually a real chance to win this fight. I picked her outright. I think she certainly has more stopping power. And Yana's engaged to Thiago Santos, who not all that long ago nearly took the UFC lightweight to heavyweight title from Jon Jones. Her striking has improved since they've gotten together. I certainly think she has more power, and I'm rolling with her simply because I'm not impressed by what I've seen from Aldana at all. I don't think there's a lot there. I think she kind of beat up on some weaker competition and got her way into the fight against Holm, and I was really concerned about the Holm fight. She didn't look good at all. It wasn't the least bit competitive, and I think she can be exploited.
The main event of the evening is Dustin Poirier versus Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor is currently at a plus 100. We agree that that's a live underdog, but break down this fight and talk to me about what you said to me before we started this video about betting this and the timing of the bet.
So I picked Conor McGregor to win this fight, but the bottom line is it is what the odds say it is right now, and that's essentially a coin flip. Conor McGregor right now is about plus 100. Dustin Poirier is somewhere in the minus 120 range, minus 125, depending on where you're looking. If you think Conor McGregor has a shot, which, I mean, you have to, you might not think he's going to win, but he's certainly a live underdog. It's imperative that you bet him certainly before Friday, because McGregor is the most popular fighter in the sport. Whenever, and now that, the pandemic restrictions are lifted, people are going to be flocking to Las Vegas. His price goes up. He's the most popular guy. People come in from Ireland, all over the world, really, and bet him up. I'd be shocked if he is at plus 100 by the time the fight rolls around on Saturday. So if you think Conor McGregor's a live underdog, and, I don't see how you can't think that, it's imperative that you bet him. So I would certainly get that in before Friday because the price is going to go up.
Where do you predict that the betting line will end right before the match starts?
I wouldn't be surprised if they end up about even, if both guys are like minus 115 or minus 110 or something. So at that rate, you're saving, 10, 15, $20 for every 100 you bet or so. It's going to go up. It's inevitable whenever there's a Conor fight because he's the most popular fighter in the sport.
And because people watch to the end of this video, give them one bonus underdog lock that can't miss in UFC 264.
I'm on one that we, believe it or not, I'm on one that we talked about already. I'm on Kuniskaya. That was the one I thought, as soon as I looked at this card, I thought that was the one with real value. Another one I'll talk about is Greg Hardy, simply because Tai Tuivasa, his opponent, is extremely limited. So is Hardy, obviously. But Tai Tuivasa is extremely limited. That is going to be a back-and-forth slugfest. I have an impossible time believing it's going to see the final bell. If that's the case, maybe roll the dice on Hardy and hope he gets the knockout first.
Try Rotowire today, free for 10 days. Get our premium tools, rankings, analysis, and breaking news alerts. No credit card required. Go to rotowire.com/try.